Today I'm reacting to your Monday Night Raw Hot Takes. Hot Takes is a weekly video series where you can submit your thoughts, whether they're good thoughts or bad thoughts, on the current state of professional wrestling. So if you want to be featured in next week's Hot Takes video, make sure that you're following me on X. I ask for your hot take on there after every episode of Raw, SmackDown, and every WWE Premium Live event. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, ring that bell for notifications. If you're a wrestling fan, I am confident you're going to fall in love with this YouTube channel because we always upload daily wrestling content. All right, let's read your stupid shit. Gunther always continues to improve on the mic. Even though he was already good, he's showing that he can be one of the best very soon. This is so true. I've noticed Gunther's improvement on the microphone over the last year, and it's gotten so much better month after month to the point where I'm seeing exponential growth with his promo skills. It's like he gets better with every single feud that he's a part of, and right now in this feud with Sami Zayn, this is far and away the best version of Gunther that we've seen. And that's not to say that he wasn't good before, like you're saying here. He was great in the Damian Priest feud, and he was equally fantastic in the Randy Orton feud. But he's so natural, and he's such a good condescending piece of shit that I love it. I think he might be the best on the roster at giving people backhanded compliments. Genuinely, his delivery is perfect. And I'm excited that he continues to get better and better and better, because I do foresee a future where Gunther is going to be going face to face with Cena, and Gunther's going to need to be on his A+ game to deal with somebody like Cena on the microphone. Just ask poor Austin Theory how that went. And Solo Sikoa for that part. Yeah, like if you want to be on Cena's level on the mic, you got to really step your game up. They really erased Odyssey Jones from existence. Not a mention of him during the Kofi Woods segment. Yeah, and that's no surprise. Like if they have absolutely no plans of bringing him back, then you just kind of have to retcon him out of existence and pretend like he wasn't there in the first place. Luckily for everybody involved, Odyssey Jones was only there for a handful of weeks and wasn't that huge of an integral part to the overall narrative that involves the New Day. So you can just sort of push him aside, pretend like he was never there in the first place, and just sort of start from not necessarily scratch, but like 45% of the way that you were already at. It's possible that they might still lead to a similar conclusion. We got Karrion Kross now getting involved with The Miz. Maybe The Miz somehow gets involved with the New Day. Who knows? But I do like the goal that we're seeing here, the New Day as tag team champions, because frankly, I need those titles off of Finn Balor and JD McDonough. They're just using them honestly as drink coasters at this point. But yeah, I'm not shocked that they completely erased Odyssey Jones out of this storyline. If the allegations are true, then I mean, you really have no choice. It's time for Jey to drop the main event gimmick if he loses to Braun Breaker. He hasn't done enough to keep the name, quote, main event in my eyes. He could have at least won a title by now. Oh, sweet young summer child, we don't expect Jey Uso to win any singles accolades around these parts. I'm a seasoned vet at this point, and I know to not expect anything from a Jey Uso singles run. Oh, you think he's going to win the US Championship? Psych. You think that he's going to win Money in the Bank? Psych. You think he's going to win the Intercontinental Championship? Probably double, triple psych, because he's failed at it so many times now. Look, whatever. I'm fine with the moniker of main event, even though at this point it is getting kind of meme-worthy how not main event he is. He is appearing on main events of Monday Night Raw. There is that, but it never leads to anything where I can really seal and laminate, send and deliver that Jey Uso truly is main event. It's a shame, man, because he's like the most over guy on Monday Night Raw, sometimes by a complete landslide, and they just don't want to do anything with him as a single star. It's almost like they have other major plans for him down the line that don't involve him being a single star, like getting involved in the Bloodline narrative once again. That could be the reason as to why they don't pull the trigger on him. I don't know. Either way, I've just learned to just not expect anything from Jey Uso getting a major singles accolade opportunity at this point. That Finn Balor promo reestablished him as a badass that he is, and not just a mere sidekick. His villainous move against Mr. Deadbeat is just what the doctor ordered for the Judgment Day. Finn and Liv must win at Bad Blood. I'm not necessarily convinced that Liv should win, but I am 100% convinced that Finn Balor needs to win against Damian Priest if you want me and everyone everyone to take him seriously as an actual like villain in the world of the WWE. I was really disappointed coming off the back of that great moment at SummerSlam where I genuinely thought, that's it, fellas, get on the train, main event, Finn Balor is back, baby. But that just wasn't the case. He just sort of reverted back to his loser ways, and I'm hoping that after these promo segments on Monday Night Raw and his beatdown of Rey Mysterio, that maybe this is when they start treating Finn Balor not like Pin Balor, but like the prince that he is. And if you want to continue to build on this, if he loses the first match against Damian Priest, that's it, it's over. This feud is done. It's kind of similar to the feeling of Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam. Had Liv Morgan lost at SummerSlam, that feud was over and done with right as it started, and I think that would be the case here as well. Finn Balor needs to win, folks.
Timing. Oh my God.
Dude, the crowd is losing it. Oh!
They're just, and then he power bombs him right on top of Drew.
Oh.
Kick from Cole. Oh, what he did against Ospreay.
Rad, right?
Yeah.
Look at this angle too.
That was a sneak peek of this week's Wrestling is Cool Match Club watch-alongs, available exclusively on patreon.com/SantiZap. This week we're getting the Rhodes brothers versus the Shield for the tag titles. A last man standing match between Ilya Dragunov and Dijak. The triple threat classic between Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, and Gunther at WrestleMania 39. A forgotten gem between Drew McIntyre and Adam Cole down in NXT. And the legendary last man standing match between Umaga and John Cena. You're gonna get these and more, like the Raw review, SmackDown reviews, the Wrestling is Cool podcast 3 days earlier than everyone else, and our Royal Rumble watch-alongs that we're doing. We're going through every Rumble in history at the moment. Again, all of this is available on patreon.com/SantiZap. I'm confident that you're gonna fall in love with it if you even just give it 1 month. Again, the link will be in the description or the link in the pinned comment. Now, back to the video. I think the American-made and Wyatt 6 feud ended on a perfect note, and both factions should move on to bigger and better things. Okay, so I got a couple of questions, but also a couple of thoughts here. I do believe that this was the end of the feud. I just don't see how you can continue to build on this. This seemed like a great send-off. They got like a 20-minute banger of a match on Monday Night Raw without commercials. I thought that the match was truly and genuinely fun and fantastic. I think that everyone that was involved in the match came out looking like $1,000,000. Everyone from American Made, everyone from the Wyatt 6, Nikki Cross looked great. I just see this as an absolute win for everybody. My question is, why couldn't this have been on a PLE? This was PLE worthy. This was Bad Blood worthy. When I look at and unravel the meaning of Bad Blood as a PLE in the history of the WWE, like, this was a perfect feud and a perfect match for it. You know, you mentioned as well they should move on to bigger and better things. I don't know what that looks like or what that means for either of these teams. Maybe the Wyatt 6 against the Judgment Day, but I don't really see that taking form until maybe after Survivor Series or after this Terror Twins feud is done. And then for American Made, I hope it's not to go back against American Alpha. I'm having a tough time seeing where the roads lead for both of these teams right now. We as fans begged Raw to be 2 hours for so long. Now that us fans accept Raw be 3 hours because of all the talent WWE has, they turn it into 2 hours. I don't know if we should be mad at the WWE or ourselves. I don't think that you should be mad at anyone. I do think that this is just a business decision happening behind the scenes that really we can't really comprehend unless somebody comes out and talks about it between WWE and the USA Network. You gotta remember, like, Raw's contract on the USA Network was set to expire very soon. And maybe this whole thing of keeping Raw on the USA Network as a temporary show until it could go to Netflix was just kind of the solution. Like, if I'm USA Networks, like, why do I want to have 3 hours of programming for a show that's not going to stay here for a really long time when I can build and develop a new 11 p.m. show that's actually going to be here for a really long time? So if that's the case, I get it from USA Network's perspective. It does suck for the fans because we are inherently going to get a worse Monday Night Raw for the next several months until the Netflix deal kicks in, because Raw was really hitting on all cylinders when it comes to their 3 hour time frame. They really perfected it, and people are gonna go by the wayside. We talked a little bit about American Alpha, a little bit about the Wyatt 6. I could see them being casualties from being teams that appeared every single week to now teams that appear every other week or every 3 weeks for the duration of Raw being 2 hours. We won't be able to have as many matches, not as many faces will be able to appear, not every division is going to get their time to shine. It kind of sucks. But again, it's temporary. I don't think that we need to hate ourselves for it. I don't think that we need to hate WWE for it. The vision is Raw, 3 hours on Netflix. Cody not main eventing Bad Blood is an absolute travesty. You gave everyone their own hometown moments in the main event from EC to BIB. That would be, of course, Elimination Chamber to Bash in Berlin. But draw the line at Cody Rhodes as WWE champ in Atlanta. Fire Triple H as the booker. Yeah, but this just isn't an apples to apples comparison. You can't compare Atlanta, a place that the WWE goes very regularly, to Berlin, Glasgow, to Perth, places that they go once in a lifetime. Cody Rhodes can main event in Atlanta like in 6 months from now if they really wanted him to. And I'm sorry, but I just don't think that he's got a good enough story to main event Bad Blood. I would much prefer and rather see, frankly, CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre in a Hell in a Cell being the main event of the show. It's on brand with Bad Blood as well. So I disagree with you. I think that it's a great decision, but we don't even know if he's not main eventing. So I think that you're jumping to conclusions a little bit too quickly. Raw going to a 2-hour show for the rest of the year sucks because now it's less TV time for the fans and for the wrestlers who want to be on the show. Yeah, there's no way around it. Like, it is just a worse situation for the consumer for sure for the next several months. But again, I think let's put down the pitchforks. It's just a couple of months. It's likely a behind the scenes deal that they needed to reach with USA Network to find a temporary home for Monday Night Raw. Let's just, we'll be okay, folks. We'll be okay. On top of that, December for Monday Night Raw usually sucks. It was just good last year because of the return of CM Punk, but it usually sucks. Solid match from Jade and Bianca in Unholy Union. I just need Jade and Bianca to have more freedom in the ring. Yeah, I think it was a solid match. I just don't think that it was as good as the match at Bash in Berlin or the match at Clash in the Castle. These two teams just have really good chemistry with one another. You can tell that they've been working together for a really long time now, whether it's in house shows and of course PLEs, Friday Night SmackDowns. It's a shame that this feud is likely the end of it right then and there. I gotta be honest, I don't know necessarily what you mean by more freedom in the ring from Jade and Bianca, but I guess I'll leave that to interpretation. My concern is, where does the Unholy Union go from here? Because this division revolves and goes through Jade and Bianca. They're going to appear on every episode of Raw and SmackDown that they want to, and they're going to be part of PLEs with those titles. But I don't know what you do with the Unholy Union here now that they're completely out of the title picture, considering the rest of the women's tag team division is just really weak. Women's tag team wrestling, if you're not in the title picture, you sort of just disappear. Maybe it's just me, but Pure Fusion Collective ain't getting much of a reaction still. Although I would like to see Shayna get a singles push, we need NXT Shayna. I would love for Shayna to come back and be this monster that is feared, you know, the submission queen, but I don't think that that's going to happen anytime soon. And come here, get a little closer, no, it's not just you. Pure Fusion Collective just sucks. It's getting no reaction. It doesn't work for me. And I kind of hate that they're putting some of my favorites out there alongside this faction that just is generating no reaction, like Zelina Vega. I love Natalya. I love Lyra Valkyria. But the storyline that they're being put in with Pure Fusion Collective is doing nothing for anybody because it's garnering just no interest from wrestling fans. Liv Morgan and Rhea should have a stipulation. It's way too heated to be a singles match. I agree. I actually made the argument that they should have 2 Hell in a Cell matches at this year's Bad Blood, and one of them should be a women's Hell in a Cell because we haven't seen one in a rather long time. And if there was a feud that warranted a women's Hell in a Cell match, it was this one right here. So I'm with you. I think that this deserved a stipulation. It's a little bit saddening that it's not getting one, and it frankly just opens the door for more shenanigans, for the Judgment Day to get involved, and for this feud to get stretched out even longer, probably into Crown Jewel and into Survivor Series. This is gonna be a while, folks. Like, strap in. It's not the end of this feud at Bad Blood. Gia is so cute, and I want to see more of it. For the uninitiated, Gia is what people on the internet are calling the relationship between Jey Uso and Rhea Ripley. I have no thoughts on this. I just wanted to introduce you to this part of the world. Natalya needs to be used more. She has more of a classic wrestling style that is much needed in the women's division. Maybe even give her one more run with the women's championship. I don't know about giving her one more run with the women's championship. Like, I don't really necessarily feel like she needs that to cement her legacy. Like, I feel like Natalya is one of the GOATs, and she just doesn't get the respect that she frankly should when she was frankly carrying, from an in-ring perspective, the Divas era of professional wrestling with her and Beth Phoenix. They were the two that were making it that women can wrestle, that they weren't just out there to have 30-second little segments here and there. Like Natalya was one of those beacons of women's wrestling when it was at its darkest, and she does not get enough credit for that. I would love for her to be used more. I love how they were using her on NXT as a mentor role, but I don't know where you fit in Natalya in the current landscape of main event wrestling. I feel like she has the correct spot as is right now. But put some respect on Natalya's name, man. Not enough people do. You could literally tell me every wrestler that will be competing in a match, but it still won't be as predictable as a mystery opponent. Brother, scream it from the heavens so that everyone around in the world can hear you. This trope of the mystery opponent, the mystery tag team partner, we've talked about this over the last couple of weeks on this channel. It needs to die. If you're just gonna go with the most obvious person on the plate, don't make him a mystery partner. Just advertise it. It feels like the WWE is turning into a YouTuber by clickbaiting us. They keep doing it over and over again. Kevin Owens has a mystery partner next week. It's probably Randy Orton. That one, they kind of got us by the balls. I'm still gonna pop for Randy Orton, but come, like, just announce it if it's an obvious choice, folks. I think Triple H is setting up for a potential wide bar at in-ring return for the future. That'd be sick. I mean, I'm just wondering, after CM Punk, what does Drew McIntyre do? Who can he feud with? And I really like the idea of Wade Barrett. It kind of continues the downward spiral of Drew McIntyre. It's actually a pretty good continuation of his entire saga this whole year of him getting screwed over, or his life spiraling out of control, losing to CM Punk, and then now going into feud and trying to beat up his best friend. It's such a natural next step for the decline of Drew's psyche and his character as a whole. I love the idea of a Drew McIntyre versus Wade Barrett feud, frankly. Natalya should join the Pure Fusion Collect. I'm done reading this one. No. Oh, God, please, no. God, no. No. Jey Uso needs to beat Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental title. Needs to? I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe. Who knows? Regardless, he seems to be popular whether he wins or loses, whether he's main event or mid-main event or opening card Jey Uso or mid-card event Jey Uso. Like, it just doesn't seem to matter. Like, if he loses all the time when it comes to these championship opportunities, and he's still ridiculously popular. So maybe he doesn't need to win jack shit. I think the ones that feel like he needs to win is just us, because I don't know, man, we feel like this guy should win something, right? But he just never does. In a week where wrestling is cool, let's not forget the storm the Chargers brought on the Raiders. Bolt up, baby, bum ass Raider fans, loser ass Raider fans, stinky ass Raider fans. Who's got it better than us? Nobody. They better drop the tag titles next week. Terror Twins could cost them. That'd be sick. I'm honestly so down. I talked about it earlier. The New Day should win the tag titles. If you want me to believe in a potential storyline that these two could break up, it sounds like it'd be a lot more appetizing if they were champions. I like the idea of it. And frankly, I think it's a good reward for them sticking with this feud, even through thick and thin, through all of the stuff with Odyssey Jones. I feel like the New Day deserves this reward, honestly. And frankly, it's not as if the Judgment Day has really earned our hearts as tag team champions. So whatever, man, take these titles off of them, put them on somebody that's actually going to defend them, put them on somebody that's actually going to have regular tag team matches and tag team feuds. The New Day is it. Just keep cementing them as the greatest tag team of all time, frankly, at this point. All right, folks, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for submitting in your hot takes, but that's it. I'm done. Okay, bye. Get out of here.